Hey everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple with another YouTube demo for you today. Now it's July 17th and we are in crazy mode here at the store. We've got two huge events coming up over the next 2 weeks. We've got the warehouse sale featuring Sizzix dies and Tim Holtz Alterations dies going on at the very same time the Southern California Shop Hop is happening, and of course we're a part of that, and that's where 40 stores all over Southern California get involved in a huge shopping experience, and we decorate our stores and we have specials and make and takes. So we've got these two big events going on, but I really wanted to take the time to do this YouTube because I think this is something that everyone can do and everyone can relate to. I know many of you know that we are primarily a tool store or a technique store, and we do a lot of die cutting, a lot of stamping. We believe in making your own embellishments. And when I found this product that I'm going to show you today, it really drove home the fact that everybody can do their own embellishments. It was just a wonderful product, and it also brought into the fact that not everybody has a die cutting machine, but maybe everybody wants the look of the flowers that we're actually going to be doing today. So you all know that the Sizzix Big Shot machine is the die cutting machine here of choice at Scrapbooking Made Simple. But what if you don't have a die cutting machine? I know that a lot of people have space issues, and they can be bulky, and then of course there's the financial issues. The economy is still kind of So I wanted to show you a product that everybody can have and everybody will use, and it's so simple and it's so easy. And the first time it came into my store, I looked at it and I wasn't crazy about the packaging, and I'm still not crazy about the packaging, but I'll talk to you about that as we get started. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tilt on down and we're going to get going for today. All right, down we go. Bye. All right, I think that's pretty good. What do you guys think? Pull some of these back just so you can see. So what we've got here for you today are flowers by Imaginess. Now, some people say, here, let me show you. Some people say Imaginese, some people say Imaginess, I say tomato, whatever works for you. But these are the Roly Rosies from Imaginess. And when they first came into the store, gosh, over a year ago, this is how they came in. And I thought, okay, these are cute, but from the packaging, I thought you only got green flowers in 3 sizes. Little did I know until I actually saw them that when you turn it over, that's when you see the real amazing part of this product. Not only do you get papers in all of these different, I've got the light on it, in all of these different patterns, but you get all of these different types of flowers to make. And you don't have to die cut. No die cutting machine required at all. But when you look at it this way, that doesn't look so interesting. So I want to tell you, when you're out shopping for these, if you're in your local store, make sure you turn the packaging over, and I will show you all the packages a little bit later, just so you can see you get this type of flower in 3 sizes, and this type of flower in 3 sizes, and this type of flower in 3 sizes, in all of these amazing papers. Don't let the packaging on the front, dissuade you from looking at these further. And when I show you how to use them, you're going to want every single one of them. And 18 flowers for $4.99, and of course they'll be on a YouTube Yummy. How can you go wrong? So let me get started and let me show you how they come. I've got some here, and they come just like this in sheets. And it's 3 flowers to a sheet, and they're double-sided. So you get 2 patterns, 3 flowers, and you can choose to roll whichever one you want. I'm going to pop out this one here, and they're perforated. You literally just pop them out. Kind of like the decoupage we did a couple weeks ago, where they make it so easy and so simple for you. This is where the die cutting is no longer needed. See, I've popped it right out. Now, I need to also take out the center little bits and pieces. See how I'm going along the spiral? There is a center piece in here. And there it is that you need to pull out. There it is. So this little piece here needs to come out to give you an open spiral. See how simple that was? An open spiral. Now normally we would do this with a die cutting machine. There are Spellbinder dies that make spirals for flowers. There are Sizzix dies that make spirals for flowers. I think Dynamics has dies that make spirals for flowers. It seems everybody has dies. But what if you don't have that die cutting machine and you want this look? You want to have a 3D flower. You want to have that dimension on your card. Well, the Roly Rosies by Imaginis lets you have that. Now, to do this, it's very simple. I have a quilling tool, a simple quilling tool, and this quilling tool is slotted. So I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but can you see that there's a slot in there? Very easy to do. I'm going to take my Roly Rosie and I'm just going to put it into my slotted quilling tool. Now the thing to remember when you're using this is whatever side you want the flower to face up, whatever side you want the flower to look at when you're looking at it, the pattern paper you want to see, that's the side that you roll into. So you roll into the pattern that you want face up and visible to you. So if I wanted the text, the print here, looks like a dictionary print. If I want to see that print when I'm finished with my flower, I'm going to roll into that print. If I wanted to see the polka dot, then I would roll into the polka dot. I would roll into the polka dot. And when you pull the flower off, that's what I would see. So let's just keep going because I've already got it on the polka dot. I've put it in my slotted quilling tool. And the slotted quilling tools, very inexpensive. They're $3.99, and of course they'll be on sale too. But just a really good, easy tool to have. I've put it in my slotted quilling tool, and I'm just going to start to roll. I'm just going to start to roll it up. See how simple that is? And that quilling tool just makes it fast and easy, and it doesn't matter if you've got dexterity in your hands. It's just for people who have a little trouble or a little bit of arthritis. This really makes their life a lot easier. Now when I get to the end, I've got this little button here. That's what the actual flower sits on, is that little button. And that's where you would apply your glue to hold your flower down. I don't have patience. I know myself too well, and I want instant gratification. So to sit there and to put the glue on and to hold the flower like this while it dries, okay, I just can't do it. I know myself. So I'm going to pull my flower off my quilling tool. I'm just gonna pull it right off, and I'm gonna kind of open it up a little bit. And this is where you can play with it and make it as big or as small. You can unwind it, you can tighten it. It really is up to you. But what I do, and again, this is me, I take a little bit of my Sukkah tape. And Sukkah tape is a double-sided tape. It's similar to a red line tape, so it holds everything. The difference is it tears. You don't need to cut it. It holds glitter, it holds beads, it holds paper, it holds acrylic, it holds chipboard, it holds everything. I take a little bit of my Sukkah tape and I put it right on that button. Now, obviously, I've torn too much, and that's okay. That's generally what I do. I pull off the top piece to expose the second side of the sticky, and because this is two-sided tape, you can fold that piece right back on top, and you still have sticky here to hold down your flower. Now I've got my Sukkah tape. I'm going to play with my flower a little bit and just adjust it to whatever I like. And then once I've got it where I'm happy, I'm just going to give a press down and press it right onto that Sukkah tape, because I just don't have the patience to sit there and wait for glue to dry. That would be like asking me to wait for paint to dry. No, I can't do it. So I'm gonna fluff out my flower, and there we go. And all I did when I fluffed it out is I'm just taking it in there and going. And you could fluff it down more. You could get in there and start curling your petals. It's really up to you. But that Sukkah tape just holds it down. Now, if you really wanted to, you could absolutely go in there with flour soft glue. I recommend flour soft glue because the tip is so fine. If you really wanted to, after you've got it down with your Sukkah tape, you could go in there and dab a little bit of flour soft glue just to hold it into place, just to be absolutely certain. We've done all these flowers down here with the Sukkah tape, and they hold beautifully. But if you want to use a little bit of glue, I recommend the flour soft because the tip, again, is so fine. It gets down in there, it dries completely clear, and very simple to use. Now, how easy was that? I love these flowers. Even if you have a die cutting machine, sometimes you're going to a friend's house, sometimes you're going to a crop and you don't want to lug all that stuff. Fine. You don't have to. You just bring them in the package and you're ready to roll. And with all the different colors and all the different patterns, you have a wonderful selection. So as you can see, they just are gorgeous. And all of these were done using the quilling tool. Very simple. Now, I want to show you another flower that we're going to do. And this time, I'm going to go ahead and let me pop it out. I'm going to use some ink with it. I'm going to go ahead and color it up a little bit, and I'm going to be using the brush sticks that we've used in the past in my Memento inks. Remember, I now have to take this, there's a centerpiece in there. I've got to go along the spiral and do the perforation on all of it, and then find that centerpiece and pull that centerpiece out, giving you an open spiral. So there's my flower ready to go. There's my flower ready to go. So this time, I want to show you using the brush sticks that you can alter your flowers. You don't just have to leave them the way they are. And I've got my brush sticks by Sukkah Nikko and my Memento inks by Sukkah Nikko. And I am just going to take my red. Now this is the brush stick that I use for all my reds and my pinks. And when I'm done with it, I just take a spare piece of paper and I just blot off my color, and then it's good to go for the next time. You can wash them. You can put a little bit of Dawn dishwashing detergent on them and wash them. Just know that they'll never be white again. Once you've inked them, they're going to stay that color. But I don't wash mine at all. So now I have got my Memento ink here, and I'm just going to dab my brush stick in, and then I'm going to dab it onto my craft mat, and that takes off a little bit of the ink. And I always start outside. I'm starting on my craft mat and working in. I'm starting on my craft mat and working in. Very similar to the Tim Holtz when you start off and you work in. So I'm just taking my ink, and again I've dabbed it onto my craft mat. And then what I'm going to do is when I'm low on ink, I'm going to go back to those two little dots and I'm going to pick them up, and I'm going to use that ink because it does not dry immediately on your craft mat. So pick that ink back up and use it. So as you can see, I'm getting ink all over my flower. Let's add a little more. Pick that back up. Don't waste that ink. You do want to daub it because you don't want too much on your brush stick when you go onto your flower, but you don't want to waste that ink. You want to come back and pick it up. So I've got it on my flower. Now I'm going to take my yellow, and again, now I'm using a different brush stick. It doesn't matter which ones you use. They're all good. And I'm going to dab that into my yellow, and because I'm going over a darker color, I don't need to start off my craft mat first. I can start right onto my flower. Because I'm going onto a red, which is a darker color than the yellow, I don't need to start off my craft mat. I'm just going to go right on top of that red and blend some of that yellow right in there. And I'm just getting it right on. Very easy to do. And I'm blending the color, so I'm getting a little bit of orange going on. It's not covering up the words at all because it's a transparent ink. So I've got a little more color going on. And then I would roll it. I would take into my slotted quilling tool, and because I've inked this side, I want to roll into that side. So I'm going to put it into my slotted quilling tool, pull all the way to the end, and then start to roll it. Now, of course, I didn't do the whole flower, but I'll show you one that I did do. Let's just roll this one up since I've already started. And see how I'm just rolling it right around that slotted quilling tool? And I've gotten to the end, and I've got my little button here. So I'm going to pull my flower off my quilling tool. I'm going to kind of open it up, and this is the time you can play with it. If you want it really big, you kind of untwist it a little bit and open it up. If you want it smaller, you twist it back down. But then I would take my Sukkah tape, which again is a double-sided tape. It would most closely relate to a red line, only it's a whole lot less inexpensive. It's user-friendly. You get 77 feet. It comes in like 12 different widths, and the cost on it is just crazy. It's wonderful. We use this tape for almost everything we do here in the store. Because it's double-sided tape, I can fold those pieces right back on top of each other, and then I can figure out how I want my flower to look. Roll it back up a little bit, figure it out, open it up, close it up, really up to you. And then once I've got it, give a good push onto my Sukkah tape. Bend it down, and you can see where I have started to color my flower. Now this one I did, this one's all done, where I have totally colored my flower. So I took a flower that was in a neutral and used my brush sticks and used my Memento ink. I used this brush stick and used my Memento ink to change the color of my flower. Really easy to do, and no die cutting required. None. They're perforated. You just pop them out and roll them around your quilling tool. Easy, easy, easy. So now I want to show you some of the stuff we got into the store, which I'm in love with. We used to be a huge Tattered Angels store, and I love Tattered Angels. I just can't get over that they don't spray as well as I would like them to. So I looked for a product that would give me a top coat onto my flowers or onto my pages or onto my chipboard, like similar to a dazzling diamond or a pearl. That would be a Tattered Angels color, but one that would actually spray. And this is, psst, I don't know why it's called psst, but it's psst, Sheer Shimmer, and it is a Sukkah Nikko product, and it does spray. It sprays every single time, and it gives you just a very nice sheen, a very nice glimmer, not glitter, but a glimmer to your finished products. And it's easy to use. You give it a shake. You don't have to roll. You don't have to swirl. You give it a shake, and then you just spray. And it sprays every time. I love it. It just sprays every single time. And then when it's all done and it's all dry, I don't know if the camera will pick up, it's got just a beautiful sheen to it. This one's frost, which would be considered a pearl. I think the most popular one is probably sparkle. And I don't know if you can get, if the camera will show, but this has got the sparkle on it. And it's so pretty. It does not change the color of your paper. It does not cover up any of the pattern on your paper. It's completely translucent or transparent. It just gives you a beautiful sheen. And it sprays every single time. And I like that about a product, that it does what it says it's going to do every single time. So this one has got a beautiful little sheen on it. So frost would be considered like a pearl. They do make a gold, which is a real gold. When you spray it, it's got beautiful gold accents. They make the sparkle, which is probably the most popular. This is just a pretty iridescent sheen to it. This one is silver. And again, this one's a little more opaque. It has a definite silver to it. This is pewter. And last but not least, copper. That's all they make. 6 colors, no more. That's it. These are all top coat colors for your mini albums and your pages and your cards and your flowers. And they cost $2.80 each. You cannot beat that price. And this bottle is just like a mini mister. This bottle is awesome. It's easy to hold. It's easy to spray. They spray every single time. And what's even better about these is they sell refills. So you can buy your bottle of gold here, and then if that's the color you tend to go to most, you just buy the refill bottle and refill this one. So easy. And being that they only come in 6 colors, you can have all the colors, and it's affordable. I love them. I love that they work. That's a big thing for me. I love that I can go to them and every single time they work. They don't give out big clumps. They don't drip. They do what they say they're going to do, and that's super important to me. Now, the Roly Rosies come in a bunch of different varieties. So this one has 18 to the pack, and again, you get not just pink, not just the 3 you see here, but all these towards the back. You get all of these colors and all of these flowers. They have them in the one that we've been using today, where it's more neutrals with the script and the text. Again, you don't get just these 3. You get all of these. So again, when you're out there and you're looking at these in your local retail store, turn them around and see what you actually get. Don't look just by this and think that that's all you're getting. No, you're not getting 18 of this one flower. You're getting 18 total flowers of all of these patterns. They've got the black and white. But I, looking at this, would think I'm just getting black and white flowers. No, it's got beautiful browns in there as well. And here you are getting 24 flowers in these styles. And this one here would be this flower here. That one there would be that flower there. And let's see, do I have another one? I don't know if I have a scallopy one done. So all the different styles, but this time you get 24 flowers, again for the same price of $4.99 plus the YouTube Yummy. Here you also get 24 flowers in the really fun spring and summer colors. Turn it around and see all of that you get. Really great value, really great value. They also have fabric flowers in the Roly Rosies. Now these are great if you do want to mist them. They hold the mist beautifully. They hold the inks beautifully. These are great for your pages and your cards, but they're also really good for cute little hair clips and headbands and for your barrettes. These are darling. And you get 6 per package for $3.99, and you use them the exact same way we've used these, where you've punched them out, all perforated, no die cutting required. See, I gotta get that little centerpiece out. Punch them out and stick it in your quilling tool. So if I want this green side versus this blue side, I'm going to stick my quilling tool in there and I'm going to roll into the green side. See how I'm rolling into the green side? So that I see the blue side. The blue side is what I see when I'm rolling. And I'm just rolling, rolling. Easy to do. Kids can do this. It's a great craft for the kids. And I'm just going to roll it on up. I get to my bottom, I get to my little button. I'm going to pull it off my quilling tool, and then I'm going to play with it. And I'm going to open it up. You can make it looser, you can make it tighter. I'm going to open it up and then decide where it is I want it to sit. And that one happens to be this one here. Cute, easy, and it's done. And it's ready to embellish with your cards or your pages. And if I wanted to ink it, I could ink it, but you always want to ink your flowers before you roll them. You don't want to go back in there now and try to add your ink. Ideally, you do that before you roll them, but I absolutely could go in there with my Shimmer spritz and just give it a little spray. Easy to do. And then when this dries, it'll have a beautiful little sheen on it. Okay, so what have we done today? Oh, we've done lots. Let me show you some samples first, and then I will go back over just really quickly, but let me show you some beautiful samples that the girls have done. First off, this was the make and take we did a couple weeks ago when we played with the Roly Rosies, and I'm gonna get this a little close. Can you see the sheen? This has been, the entire thing has been sprayed with the Sukkah Nikko spritz. So is the flower. And this is one of the flowers that comes in the packages. It comes in the pink package. So this flower here is this flower right there. That's what it makes. And then we did back this with the Tim Holtz die because we made a cute little picture frame. So we put the easel on, and the easel is a Tim Holtz die. And it cuts out just like that. Easy peasy. And then you bend that down to close it up and attach it to the back of your frame, the back of whatever you need to stand. So this is one of the samples. This was the make and take we did a couple weeks ago. And then we have our tag, again, done with the Roly Rosies. Grab a couple of these. Here's another card we've done using the Roly Rosies. And remember, all of these were done using the Sukkah tape. But if you feel the need, I recommend you take your Flower Soft, and if you really want to, you can go in there and dab a little glue and let it dry. But at least with the Sukkah tape, you're not holding it while the glue dries. The Sukkah tape holds it in place, and then if you really want to, you can go in there and dab it and then let it dry. But you're not sitting there waiting for it to dry. So we've got this card. And this one here. And this time we just dressed up the flowers a little bit. Okay. And the girls made this one. Now this was spritzed with the silver. Let me get it close. This was spritzed with the silver. Isn't that just a pretty card? Wouldn't that make a great wedding card? And here we go. So this is the large size of that flower. Here's the medium size, and then there's one more size that's smaller. Pretty tag. The SMS girls did a great job on these. Here you go. Beautiful, isn't it? And these are so simple to do. These are just the circle flowers, and in the circle packages, you get 24 flowers, not 18. 24 flowers. This is just a happy card. It just screams summer. Let's see, what else have we got here? I've got a few more here. Here we go. And we sprayed this one with gold for the 4th of July. And another pretty tag. And last but not least, just a simple happy card for any occasion. Okay, so what did we learn today? We learned that you do not have to have a die cutting machine to get 3D flowers. You can get the Imaginis Roly Rosies, and they do a beautiful job. We learned that you need to not pay attention so much to what the front packaging shows, but turn it over and look at the back packaging, because that's going to tell you all the yummies that are in this. And there are lots of yummies that are in this. 18 flowers for $4.99 is a great deal, and it's even a better deal on a YouTube Yummy. But if you're going to a friend's house, or if you're going to a crop, or if you don't have a die cutting machine to die cut your own flowers, this package will do it all for you. You just have to remember to turn it over, and you have to know that there are several different packages available to you, and they all have something a little bit different. Okay, all of these have the Roly Rosie's flowers in them, and all of them you just need to turn over and take a look at the back. We learned that the Sukkah tape will absolutely hold your Roly Rosie down. No problem. And that the Sukkah tape, of course, is double-sided tape, and it's as strong as red line, but thin, and you're able to tear it, and you get a lot for your money. There's 77 feet of adhesive on each roll, and I think they start at maybe $4 per roll and go all the way up, because we have it as wide as 6 inches for when we use it for die cutting. But you can use it to hold your Roly Rosies down so you have no glue, fuss, and muss. I'm not a big fuss and muss glue person, but if you really, really want to, you can go in there with your glue, I don't know where I put it, with your Flower Soft glue, and that's the glue I recommend because it dries clear and it has a very fine tip. You can go in there and dab some glue around and then let it dry, but at least you're not holding it closed while you're waiting for it to dry. You can take your brush sticks and a little bit of your Memento ink, and you can go in there and color your flowers. You can go in there and color your flowers. Just remember, dab when you touch into your ink the first time, dab a little bit off, and then go into color. And you want to do it before, do I have one? You want to do it before you roll it. Dab it off a little bit, and then go in there and color your flowers. And then go back and pick that color back up that you've dabbed off, because it's still good. Don't waste it. Go in there and grab that color and color up your flowers. And you can blend your colors. You can add yellows and oranges and really make beautiful, beautiful flowers like we did on this one. Okay, so you don't have to leave them the way they are. You can absolutely alter them. You can take your Shimmer Spritz by Nikko, your Shimmer Spritz. I don't know where that name came from. I'll have to ask them how they got to that name, but it does. It says PSST, Shimmer Spritz. There has to be a story behind that, don't you think? I think so. And you can take it, and they work every single time. You give it a little shake, you give it a little spray, and it's done. It works every time. And for $2.80, they're a great value. And then just buy the refills. Find the colors you like the best. Maybe you're going to use sparkle more than anything else. Then just buy the sparkle refill. But for $2.80, it allows you to have every color they make, which is just 6 colors, and they are considered a top coat. They're not going to really change the color of what you're working with, but they're going to add a little shimmer, a little gleam. Okay, what else did we do? Gosh, I think that's it. I have got all of these flowers. We just played for so long and had such a good time. I think everybody had a really great time at the make and take. These two were really popular flowers. So I'm gonna show you my favorite card one more time. I love this card. I do. I love this card. I think it just screams summer. So, gosh, I think Yvette made this card, and she did an excellent job, didn't she? The SMS girls rock. So I am going to go ahead and I'm gonna tilt on up. And I'm gonna say, hey, it's me, Stacy at Scrapbooking Made Simple, here with another YouTube demo for you today. I hope that you guys learned something new, and just know that we've got Shop Hop and the Southern California Shop Hop coming up and the Sizzix Warehouse sale coming up. So if you see me as Mary Poppins next week, don't be surprised, okay? I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it yet or not. I don't know yet. And where can you find all of these great products? You can find them at www.shopatsms.com, www.shop@scrapbookingmadesimple.com, or www.scrapbooking-made-simple.com, and they'll be there all for you on a YouTube Yummy. 15% off the Roly Rosies, 15% off the quilling tool, 15% off the brush sticks, 15% off the mementos, 15% off the Shimmer Spritz. So if you don't find them in your local retailer, please come and shop at Scrapbooking Made Simple online or in our retail store, okay? Thanks so much, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.